Snuck up on Matt Reed as he's getting ready for day one down here on Lake Seminole. Matt, curious about a bait that you think might come into play for you this week.
That 6-inch Bass Pro Sticko will probably play a big part in what I do this week. You know, I hope it's worthwhile, because I know it'll be a big factor in how I play the game this week. One reason I think that bait's going to play a big factor is a lot of the fish have moved up shallow. It's a great bait for fishing in the lily pads and the shallow cover. It's just a real subtle presentation for those fish that are spawning or thinking about spawning.
Young Pro Zell, Rowland, curious about a bait that you think will come into play for you this week down here on Lake Seminole.
You know, I really believe one of the biggest baits that are going to come into play for just not myself, but a lot of anglers this week, is the Yum Dinger. It's a very small 6-inch flotation bait, and these fish are moving up to spawn. Some of them are pretty much committed, even though with the bad weather that we had last night, and it's going to cool down pretty dramatically tonight. But those fish that have moved up are pretty dedicated, and I don't see them back. You know, the Yum Dinger is pretty much a sort of a large, rounded type soft plastic bait, and because of that, it has a tendency to sink very slowly with a lot of flexibility in the bait. The way I plan on rigging it this week is I like using a 6-inch dinger and putting a 5/0 hook in it, Texas rig with about a 1/16 or an 1/8 ounce weight, and I can pitch it in those holes where those fish are trying to get and set up in bed, and it usually doesn't take long for one of them to get it.
As we prepare for Seminole Day 1, Charlie Hartley, I'm kind of curious about a style of bait you think is going to be prevalent for you anyways this week.
I'm going to do some bed fishing, and a lot of times I get them irritated with something like this, and then I finish the job with something supernatural. After I irritate them with something I can see, I put that right in the middle of the bed. It's a Huddleston crawl, looks real natural, and then I start backing away, and then I feel thunk and set the hook. They've always got it in their mouth.